Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're here now with our fearless leader, Vicki Koo, who has been instrumental in our groups forever, I believe. It's nice to see many of you back again. Also, welcome back, Thomas and Laura, and also Susan. Good to see you. And Alan. Today we're going to be learning from Vicki, or leading a discussion at least, on how we can be successful in 2024. It's already started a little bit. We're a little bit late, but we're here. So, Vicki, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you very much, Gary. And I am honored to be the leader of the discussion today. And I am actually I want to be able to share, please, my screen. I am having a few thoughts about goal setting, because what is goal setting, and is that even necessary? And do we need all that hassle and all these things? And then it might come as a surprise to you, because I do not want to inspire you today. My wish for today is that you get it. You really, really get it and do it. That would be my lucky day. So I am going to share my screen, and then we are going to do a little bit about goal setting. Let's see where that might bring us. Goal setting one is a huge topic, which I'm not going to be able to just cover with respect on 25, 30 minutes, but I'm going to make an attempt to make you curious. And hopefully I'm going to have a lot with that. So what is it actually to set a goal? One thing I can ask you is, did you ever have to do a budget for the bank? Because if you did, you made your first goal setting, because that is actually a financial goal setting. So you already know how to do that. But I cannot say the word goal setting without thinking of then some words that I would like to say in the same breath as that, because it is a process of taking active steps to achieve a desired outcome. Maybe your dream is to become a better parent, a therapist, a better teacher, better painter, better musician, better networker, a great coach. Who knows? I don't know what your goal would be. But anyway, you cannot say the word goal without also thinking mindfulness, because mindfulness is actually the process that's going to start you thinking about what, why, and identify. Then you need to visualize, you need to dream it, see it, feel it and smell it, and, just be in that process where you can actually feel that it's happening. Then you need to have the mindset to do it. And the mindset is you choosing your pattern, is you choosing what you expect, what you desire, and how you want to go into action. Then you can actually do a thing that's called a vision board. And a vision board is actually kind of a visual frame where you can make pictures, where you can take out quotes, where you can, put everything in your dream together, so that every time you, for instance, go out your door, when you go to work or wherever you go, grocery shopping or whatever, you'll see your goal in a vision board by the door. And that will remind you every day what you want. Then you need to make a plan of action. How do I get from A to B? Because if you don't have a plan, you have nothing. So now we know what we need to do. But how are we going to do it? Okay, then I need to ask you, how's your mind doing today? Are you feeling it? Do you have great ideas, or do you feel a bit tired, or don't you really know if you are up to this today? Because if the mind is closed, you might experience one of these things here, or even if you have an open mind, then you can experience a lot of other things. And funny enough, you can actually be a combination of a closed and an open mind, because sometimes we are closed at one place and open in another place. This, my friends, is your table for the grab. You can go in here and you can take whatever you need and make it yours. That's actually a great, part of the goal setting, that you can actually go in and take whatever you need and whatever you want. I feel sometimes this is somehow just like, jumping out of a parachute, because what is a mindset really about? If you jump out of a plane, I hope that you are going to think, oh, I really, really hope that my parachute is going to open. And here we want you to stay open. I'm maybe going to say something where you think, has she gotten mad? No, I'm not, but I'm challenging you maybe. And if you're up for challenge, you sure come to the right place. Because a mindset is all about, how do you approach life? How do you really, or are you actually aware of how you approach life? And in what mental state do you do that? If you believe that you have an opportunity for success, then you are not halfway, but almost halfway, because when your mind knows what it wants, it will actually take it. So your mindset has a really great influence on how you're going to succeed. So keep your mind open. It's the only thing new, it's the only way that new things are going to get in there, if that's when you're open. How do I put all this into action? You do it by making a SMART goal. And what is that? Is it a goal or is it goals? But maybe if you had a direction, if you could peak your own focus a bit, if you could lose all of the excuses for not doing it, if you could, you hear, oh no, oh, my cat peed on the floor, I didn't do it today, oh no, I'm going to do it tomorrow. Oh, somebody called on the door and I had to sit and have a coffee, so I didn't get it done yesterday, so I'm going to do it tomorrow. In Denmark, that's playing ostrich. And I don't know if you know how you play an ostrich. You do it by putting your head in the sand. Don't put your head in the sand. Keep your head above the sand, because that's where the magic happens. And if you really need an excuse to not do it, then you won't do it. But if you choose to do it, then let's start and see what a SMART goal really is. A SMART goal starts with an F. Be specific. It's very, very important for effective planning that you are specific. You need to know when it's going to happen, how it's going to happen, and on what date you want to be at your final goal. You can have some midterm goals on the way, and that would be really, really good, because then you are having, like the horse is like a carrot. You're going to have a carrot to run after all the time. Be measurable. Know how it's going to start, and then measure your progress along the way. It has to be attainable. You need to set a goal that you know it's going to be hard, but if you really put your heart and mind into it, you are going to know that you'll be able to achieve it. If I were to set a goal and say, I would like to buy Mallorca, then I'm not sure that would be attainable. It wouldn't be impossible, but I wouldn't know where to start. And I don't want to buy Mallorca anyway, but it was just, to make a point. Be relevant. Make it count. What do you want? Make it really, really count, and make it worth for you doing it. And if it's being a better person, or being a different person, or if it's being better at shining your shoes, or whatever it is, it doesn't matter if it's small or big, as long as it's there. And again, be time bound, and be both ambitions and be realistic. Now, you are actually kind of prepared to go into action. And maybe you're already sticking, hey, well, I got it. Nothing's going to stop me now. Then remember, the road is not always smooth. And making goals and making them come true, it's like eating an elephant. You are going to eat one bit at the time. Don't try and attempt to put the whole elephant into your mouth, because it's not going to fit there anyway. The power of your mind can be very, very forceful. And what you do is you need to be able to focus on the right things. There's always going something on in the periphery somewhere that's going to make disturbance on your line, and it's going to make you deviate, or try to make you deviate from your plan. No, it's natural. But if you have developed a strong and mental, very good attitude, then I have to tell you, no matter how strong and how much you develop, it's going to be some kind of a roller coaster. But that's okay. But if you know it's going to be a roller coaster, then you can make a decision here and now. Either you can scream at every bump, or you can actually just lean back and enjoy the ride and the view, because then it's going to be a lot easier to do. Set your goals and think long term. When you have your goal, it's always a good idea to write it down. It's also a good idea to write it as if it already happened. A few examples could be, I am grateful. I'm happy and grateful that I'm always being guided with my heart. I am happy and grateful to contribute to others with empathy. And on and on. You can read them yourselves. But it's a good idea. Then sometimes when I help people with setting goals, I kind of feel that their goal is very personal, and they don't like to share it, and they feel, like a little uncomfortable in their skin. Then give your goal a name. No one needs to know what your personal goal is. It's not necessary. You could have a goal that said red apple. That could mean I want to go to Bali and eat an apple, or whatever. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as it makes sense for you. I've been in the network marketing industry for many, many years. And when I do goal setting with people, I always tell them, give it a name. I don't need your dream. it's your dream and I'm not part of it. So if you give it a name and you give me that name, then every time things are a bit blah, you know, when the roller coaster goes down the hill and on the way up again, I would call them and say, hey, oh, did you find another way to get the yellow sun? And then you can actually see in their eyes that they remember what it was they did. And yeah, give it a name. It could also be that you say to yourself, I deserve the best and I accept the best. To me, that is one of my mantra sentences. I say it every day. And know, please, that goal setting almost every time comes with some changes, either in your world or in your surroundings. But, you know, just do it. Don't quit. Change is actually just you at the end of your comfort zone. And sometimes we just need to step out of that door to get into the sunshine. So be the change that you want to see in others as well. It's always a good idea. And when am I supposed to write all those goals down? Huge work. Writing it, thinking of it, putting it together, making I make a mantra. I've always had a mantra. I've actually written one here so you can see how it could look. But there's one thing I know for sure. The time has never been better than today. So why not write your goal today? You know, it's just as easy to do as it is not to do. So why not do it today? Set a goal, make a plan, go to work and stick to it. Because it's just as easy as that. And if your plan for some reason doesn't work, don't change the goal. Change your plan. Because the goal has never been wrong. But maybe there was 2 or 3 U-turns in the plan. And if you fix those U-turns, then your plan is going to come true. Do I need to plan? Oh, that writing, I can't be bothered. Oh my. I have a little word of wisdom for you. Because a goal without a plan is just a wish. And that's not strong enough. It really isn't. Oh, I should have brought it. I have actually my first vision board. It's hanging by my door still, reminding me that all my dreams came true within a period of 6 or 7 years. So, and then remember, when you've made a plan and you realize your goal and everything is fine, then you need to show courage, because then you sit down and then you make a new goal. It doesn't matter what it is. It can be a goal for next week, for my sake, as long as you always have a goal, because making goals is good for the brain. It makes you think out of the box. It makes you dream. It makes you visionary, and it just makes you tick. I love, you know, making all those vision boards and goals and all that. So if you've got to do it, why not today? I just wish you happy writing, and I hope you got a little bit out of it. If not, I have some suggestions, that something you could write in your own personal mantra if you want. It's actually lines from one of my first when I was at Anthony Robbins, I wrote a lot of lines and I kept them because I found that sometimes people tell me that they get inspired. And if you have a phone, you can take a picture of it or do whatever you want. And if you don't get it, I can email it to you somehow. We're going to find out. Maybe I can put it in the group or whatever. We'll see. But I really hope that you have a lot of questions so that we can get a good talk about this subject. I hope you enjoyed it because I can't change it now. Laura.
I love your presentation. It was beautiful. It was just so well thought out. It totally echoed what Gary taught us and what I try so hard to live by. And I love the line that you said, don't change your goal, just change your plan. That's awesome advice. And I love that you said to write your goals down. My personal experience is long time ago, I wrote a goal down, forgot that I had written it down, crumpled up the piece of paper, threw it in the back of a desk drawer, forgot that that was even in the desk drawer. And I said, I want this to happen by my birthday. And then by like 11 o'clock that night of my birthday, I just happened to be fumbling through my desk and I saw it. And that goal had happened that day. So writing down goals is so powerful. And I love this study that was done a long time ago. Somebody was addressing the graduating class of Yale, and they said, who here has goals? And everybody raised their hand. And then he said, who has written them down? And 3% had written them down. And then fast forward 20 years, those 3% had accomplished more. And I'm not sure how they measured it, but they said they accomplished more than the other 97% of the graduating class from Yale. So write down your goals. I love that.
Oh, thank you, Laura. You always you are so extremely nice and positive. I just love your input. Thank you.
Yeah.
Don't be
Go ahead,
shy.
Thomas.
Hey, well, I'm the newbie. I'm the oldie but the newbie. But Laura just made me think about Napoleon Hill's book because that was Congressman, I think his name was Bennett or whatever, made that effort, Laura. So thank you. And I've seen you before on some other shows with the CS, so it's good to see you again, some of you. But I want to echo something that Vicki, and that was a tremendous presentation. Thank you. You know, sometimes we keep thinking about things that we've seen before, but we never get to them. It's kind of like scripture. You know, you're going along, all of a sudden you call yourself staying in God's word, and all of a sudden you go, hey, when did God put that in the Bible? I don't remember seeing that because, like Laura said, all of a sudden what you've been thinking about and wanting to happen, and for some reason at that point in your life, things appear. But for me, one of the things that I did with my goal setting that I want to share, and if this isn't part of where we are, then help me with my mindset because that's the strongest part. A book by Gary Keller and Jay Papasan talked about the one thing. And Dr. Samuelson, I've only been with the ASEA group for about 4 years this July. And obviously you were the magnet for everybody. At least, I keep talking about you and others. But the one thing, what is that one domino that you can set all your goals, but if that one domino isn't pushed, nothing else happens. And when I set my goals, and I did all the things you just talked about, Vicki, and I made my plans, and I began to hit my goals last month, and I was feeling myself, and I was like sticking out my chest going, yeah, I hit my goals in January. Here we go, baby. At 69 this summer, I'm going to do it. And a little voice over here said, what? You did what? I hit my goals, like, the 12-week year. I mean, I'm on the way. Here we go, baby. And that little voice said, oh, you did that, huh? And then I remembered the one thing that I didn't put in my plan, and that was God. My mindset every day, what is the one thing that's most important? When we put those things together, and then the scripture came back, and there's only 3 of them you can find. And it says, what is a man? What does it profit a man if he gains the whole world? Whatever success, whatever we do, if you don't have that one thing, I'm talking to Thomas, for my mindset. So whatever I've accomplished this year, this past month, I was feeling good, but I didn't have him in it. And as soon as I refocused, recalibrated my goals, this is the 8th day of February. Everything this week came to me without any effort. I'm not kidding you. The people started coming. Like Miriam Spencer, I serve as an ambassador on Alignable, and I'm new with that. And there are hundreds of people who are seeing me, and they're trying to figure out, what are you doing and how can you make all these connections? What do you do? And this effort that I was invited by Sarah and some others, Dr. Samuelson, to be at this meeting, I tell you, I have it in my calendar. Oh, I'm going to, like Vicki said, I have a plan. I'm going to be there. And something comes up. Today I'm here because I want to be tutored by all of you. I want to extract everything that I can from you. Because like Miriam and like other people who are in the sea and who are on that alignable space, it's not about selling stuff to people. It's about building people and not sales. And that was for 40 years, I was in financial services doing that. And I've been an educator for 40 years. And the mindset was, don't do this without me. Do this with me, and watch the number of people that come to you. And as many of us talk about, he's in this bottle. Gary, you said that years ago, that it was divine intervention. And I'm flat telling me, if my mindset is not on him, and getting his people together so they can find out if we can take care of their spiritual lives, and that's important, we know physiologically this will happen for them as well. So I just want to thank you, because that's what I've gleaned. And for Thomas, goal setting and vision board is there, but I was doing it with the absence of him being foremost. And now all of a sudden stuff is coming to me. So thanks for letting me be here today.
Thank you for being here, Thomas. I loved your telling, because that's all it is. It's just us sharing and telling, sharing and telling. Judy, you had a fabulous comment. Would you like to talk about that, or?
Well, I just said our goals are big and small, and they change all the time, of course. And Tom is absolutely correct. You've got to have your creator with you to get through it. But sometimes our goals are just enough to get us through the day. And that's all right, because you get through the day, and the day after that is a better day very often. So absolutely. I might just have a goal sometimes. I mean, some people are not able to hardly get up and walk across the room. So that may be their goal, is to get across the room. I work with a client that way, so I understand that.
And unfortunately, I know how that is,
Mm-hmm.
because I've been there.
Mm-hmm.
And
Most of us have.
I know how it is, not even being able to set the goal.
Right.
But what I found out is that something you can do is, as Thomas, maybe use a gospel, or you can use positive affirmations, you can use music, you can use whatever you like. But sometimes putting on your favorite song, singing like nobody is listening. I love it. Until one day, my next door neighbor, she stood in the doorway saying, "What in the world are you doing?" He said, "I am singing."
I like to dance like nobody's watching too.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
And
oh
my
yeah.
cat.
But I had a vacuumer. It's very hard to dance with a vacuumer. Laura?
I love that. And I was asked recently, I was in a group and everybody's like, what do you do for inspiration? And all these people are like, oh, I will watch a video, I'll get plugged into this group or whatever. And I'm like, I have a 2-minute dance party, and that just gets me revved up. But what I wanted to share with you is that somebody gave me some really good advice a few months ago. And she's like, Laura, it just seems like all of your focus is always on helping other people, and you really need to take care of yourself. And so when you're setting your goals every morning, you should include on that list of what brings you joy. Just what is so joyful for you. And sometimes those goals, like there might be goals that you don't really want to do, but it'll be so joyful if they get done. And so if I just try to set that high vibration, all this other good stuff that, for the higher good, other high vibration stuff, it just gets drawn to you, and abundance happens, and good things. And so I would suggest that find what gives you joy and put that on your goal setting list.
If I may, a short comment, also if you are, as we say up here, if you are waking up with the foot out on the wrong side, then it's a good idea to get up, start walking, and say, today is a good day. Today I'm going to be happy. Today I'm going to be blah, 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 or whatever you need. And if you've said that 50, 100 times, your mind believes it. And it's going to be a good day. Iris?
Yes, Vicki, I was just thinking the same thing. Every morning that I get up in the morning, I'm very thankful to God. I love just the idea to hear that God gave me my strength, my life, and then my day started from there. And one of the things that Thomas was saying, when you have a wonderful product and you're trying to share with people, and I had the same, I was in the same steps because I always wanted to help people. I'm a helping people, But one day I realized that I needed to help myself. And selling things, I mean, telling people something, it's like thinking, oh, you're trying to sell me something. But when I started to understand what my body or my goal was, because I want to be healthy, obviously, all of us wants to have a healthy life. And so I started with myself by thinking, Iris, whatever you need to say to people, you need to be truthful. And so to me, understanding my points of health, because everything comes in a whole bundle that is your mind that thinks, your body that needs it. Well, first of all, God, because God is first, and believe in something that is bigger than you, someone that it can help you. And then setting my goals by understanding, because I understand inside of me that I needed to know what my body, how my body works before I help others. Because when you starting to understand, like for me, having people asking me questions, oh, would this help me? And I'm like, yes, I know God exists, and I know miracles, and I know things can happen. How? I don't know, but it comes. But that's when I wanted to be able to help even more. So the value for me was understanding what our body really needs, What does it need? Good thoughts. If we don't have good thoughts, believing, you're out. You just can't. But really, can this really, really help? There's no way. You have to believe it. And so setting goals for me is to believe in the things that I can do. And then I push it more and more and more each day. And it helps me to understand that I have the power. God gave me the power, and I can do the things I wanted to do. Now I can help more people now because I have the belief in me that I understand how I was able to help myself, because you have to start it from you, and then you can start going up. I learned from a lot of people, and I'm still learning, and this is what the beauty is, that we are learning. And So I just wanted to share this because I'm also excited about hearing things and miracles that happens, because the power of the mind is big. And if we want to set a goal, you can do it because you are powerful. You are the creator of God, and you can do anything you want to believe. So I just wanted to say that. So thank you.
I love it, Iris. Love it. But you just gave me inspiration, Iris, because it made me think when Judy said sometimes a goal can be just coming through the day. I've been at a point where my goal was to remember why I would get up and go into the kitchen. I couldn't remember why I was there when I got out there. That's what an aneurysm can do to you. Sometimes then if that's at a point where you are in your life, what I did is sometimes I build up so much frustration, and my poor man, I just, oh my, what he's been up to. I'm so proud of him. He needs 10 gold medals for staying. But what I sometimes did is I took an egg watch, an egg watch you can set on minutes. I would set it on 5 minutes, and then I would go somewhere for myself. And then I would say all the bad stuff I could come up with in 5 minutes, all my frustrations, all the blah, get it out. And then when the clock rang, stop. No more today. I don't know if you can use it. If you can, it's yours. That's just how I, because you cannot suppress when you have thoughts that are negative, because I don't think any of us can say that we've actually gone through a whole day without having a negative thought or a bad thought or whatever thought. But when it accumulates, then go somewhere, go in a wood or go in a valley, and then just scream it out, or put out some boxing gloves or run or whatever you need, but get it out. Don't put it in your backpack, because if you keep putting that up in your backpack, then you're going to reach a time when it's full. And believe me, it's going to come tumbling out. You don't want that. Sorry, got a bit long.
Can I say something, please?
Yes, of course, Anne.
Good morning, everybody. It's 6 o'clock here in the morning. So, but I'm grateful to be here, actually. Vicki, the presentation was wonderful, great. You summed up everything in those slides. Picking on what Thomas said, like being grateful and having God in your life every morning. Thank you, God, for everything. Thank you. Because it is true, it's not us. There's the power and energy that kind of gets us going. And also what Iris said, if you believe, that you're helping people, it's not about sales, even though in the beginning, when we first started, it's like competition, you see other people, moving, ranking up and what have you. So this is also part of it. It's like you want also to accomplish, because this is your goal, your plan. So, but even if you think, okay, I'm helping others for sure, but the people in front of you, they think you are trying to sell them something. That's what kind of sometimes gets in the way. And they tell you sometimes, oh, you want me to take more here because you benefit. So that is the kind of like the wall that sometimes stops you, because how can you make them believe I am there to help you? Whatever you're going through, that's my concern, my goal. My goal is to help you. So that would be only the kind of the disadvantage of this thing, or I don't know how to overcome this belief that others have, because they know this is network marketing, and right there they start talking about that, even though your goal is totally different, you know. So anybody, if
May
anybody
I
has
offer you a
any,
suggestion?
yeah. I'm sorry.
Sit down and accept it.
Oh,
Accept it. Because no matter what you do, there's always going to be someone that's going to say something. I don't think the medical industry ever crumbs a toe on the millions they earn. So you are doing something good. You are doing something that's natural.
right.
And unless you are stuffing the things into people's throat, then I suggest, Anne, that you actually just sit down, go into meditation, and just accept that they don't know better.
Yeah.
No, you are doing the best you can, but they don't know better. So
Thank you.
if you can use that.
Good advice. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Hi, Thomas.
Okay, so yeah, one of the things that, and you just prompted this to come back a couple years ago when I was feeling sorry for myself, and I thought I had never been in a network marketing thing, even though I was in financial services. It was still new to me, and when I came in, I just had a slight challenge, something called congestive heart failure and diabetic neuropathy and some other stuff, and I didn't come into this for the product. Somebody told me about it, and I listened to when it was the Sea of Five, Dr. Ralph Stephen talking about, and then listening to Gary and other people about what signaling molecules are. And I went, no, it can't be that simple. If you have a human egg and a human sperm, and all of a sudden that's the signal because the egg is like, hey, nobody else gets in. I was sold that night, not the product, but the concept. But what Ann just said, and since I've been doing this for months now, years, the example that was, and then Vicki, what Ann said to you is applicable to me. When we're trying to tell people about their soul, same thing with the gospel, people are going to reject it. They did during Jesus's time. And those the new television series, the movie The Chosen, if you've not seen it, I'm not doing a commercial for it, but I've been, like I say, when I'm feeling sorry for myself, I've been watching it. And what's impactful for me is that I can read scripture, but when I see it enacted in other people's lives, I had this bright idea. So Vicki, this is what you just said. If somebody you're talking to doesn't understand or doesn't believe or doesn't have the same faith that you do, Jesus told them, then shake the dust off your feet, go to the next town, because you are not going to change anybody's eye color. You're not going to change their belief. You're not going to change their understanding. All you can do, as Art Williams used to tell us, is all you can do. If all you can do is all you can do, then all you can do is enough. And when you share with people not only what is going and doing for you, and they see the change, or if they don't see the change, you cannot take people to heaven with you. Paul told us in Philippians to work out your own soul salvation in fear and trembling. And so you can't make somebody else save their soul. And that's what came back about the goal setting about. So what does it profit us if we get all the success and ranks and all this stuff, and the people around us, we can't make them drink it, we can't make them take it, we can't make them, but if you don't do you, that I heard today, if we don't take care of ourselves, we're not going to be around to help anybody else who does believe. So if we know research tells us that 60% of the people will not do business with us because they don't care what we have and they're not interested, why are we talking to the 60% of the people when our target audience are the 40%? And we need to be talking to the people who are looking for us because we're looking for them. I heard Laura say that when I first met her when they had her on. We have got to be looking for people who look. Jesus didn't tell us, by the way, it was, some of you know Ed Winston. Ed told us in a meeting, he says, when Jesus came, he didn't come here looking for carpenters. He didn't come here looking for priests and rabbis. And he certainly wasn't looking for, learned people. He was looking for people who were fishers of men. And when we stop hunting people and start fishing, we'll attract the fish to us. That's the method. And that's what I learned, that when you put God here, I'm fishing for men. And if I live my life where they want to know what's this light in me, it's not just to see it, but it's both. It's my love for him and the love that he let Dr. Samuelson and some other people come up with the strategy that says, here we go, guys. I'm giving you another example. Time's running out. And just this morning, I put in my notes to kind of tweak my goals. I learned that the word commencement is the beginning and matriculation is enrolling in. And so I started looking at my onboarding process different. When you matriculate people academically, they're enrolling in your college or university. They need to enroll in you. You are the institution. You are the persons that they need to be coming to. Why? Because we have the information that will give them a degree that on their commencement exercise, they become better spiritually, they become better physically, they can get rid of whatever they want to get rid of. But as long as we think we are just the solution and not God and not this product, if they're not educated about redox cyclic molecules, they will never know. So shake the dust off your feet, people. I've got to go to another meeting that I'm hosting this morning for ASEA. But thank you all, Dr. Samuelson. God bless you. Thank you all. I'll try to keep up the next meetings. You guys have a fantastic weekend.
Thank you.
Gotta run.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
Thanks,
Okay.
Thanks, Thomas, very much.
Ooh.
A little
He was
bit
like a fresh breeze.
sorry that he left. But I wanted to say too that you know, Vicki, you brought this up in your presentation. You don't really have to do this yourself either. You can share your vision, you can share your goals, you can share the things that you want to accomplish in life, you can share those with others. And not be, you don't even have to give it cryptic names. I'm sorry. I mean, it's important for yourself, but also, you know, people like this in a group that really want to improve themselves and help improve others around us, then this also it's wonderful to share, just like Thomas shared his light, you know, and his goals and what he felt strong about. You know, we can share with each other and with others, and it is us. You're right. You know, it is us that people follow, and you know, it might be a little bit of a responsibility, but who cares? You know, as long as you're going the right way and people are following you, go ahead.
Yeah, but you have to remember to take yourself with you on the way, because sometimes you kind of part. You know, you think the soul wants to go in one direction and the body is kind of fixing another way. So you have to get everything come into one. I know goal setting is actually an art form because it's not easy. I tried to make it easy, and I hope I succeeded, because get started. If you never made a goal, then try to make one for next week, or make one for tomorrow, or whatever you want. And it doesn't matter what it is. It can be that you need to clean your windows on the house, on the flat, or whatever you live. Make a goal to do that then, and then do it, because you need to trust what you are saying.
Oh.
Because if you can't trust yourself, you can't trust anything.
Mm.
And sometimes we lie to ourselves. You think, oh yeah, I made that goal, but you know what? I kind of get thinking that I'm going to do it next week. And then when it gets next week, it's not good. The time is now. So get it done. Iris?
I heard the best thing is to write it down. Write it down, put it somewhere that you can read it, and you know, just keep writing it. Every time you have different things, write it down. It helps you. It helps the mind to create what you're thinking, your vision board. You know, it adds up a little bit more. Like for me, I will say something that it helps me to remember is when I see outside and I put here, I need to run every day, okay? And that's not easy. You know, you might be thinking, oh, running or walking, you know, it's piece of cake, but it's not when you're trying to wake up in the morning. First thing I do is I look at the beautiful outside, and then you start thinking, you know, how nice would it be to walk and smell the breeze and smell the air and smell, you know, you create this beautiful thing to do it. Even if it rains, you know, when it rains, I like to think, well, it's raining, but my son likes to walk in the rain. I don't know, myself, I guess I'm getting older. I don't like that rain too much, being wet, but I think, oh, I'm gonna keep my windows open and get my little machine and start walking on my machine. So I put the beauty in it to make me doing it. And so just create what you want to do to make this happen, and write it down and make it be part of you. You know that? Like drinking water. You know what? I told everyone that I hate water. I hate it for many years. And so I have to drink it now. So for me now it's beautiful. It's in a glass, and you can see little bubble things. I put ice in there. So it makes something different that I can be attractive to. So my goal is to drink 2 glasses of water every morning. So that's my goal. I wrote it down. I put my cup in here, and I'm always thinking, I need to finish this. And it's hard. For people who's not used to it, it's hard. But now it's easier. So the more you do it, it makes it easier. So just create something beautiful that you can make it happen.
And please remember, if your goal is orientated on something you want to do every day or every second day, then please know that you need approximately 3 weeks before that becomes a habit. So don't make the mistake and put too many goals on top of each other, because then you are going to be like, oh my. And if you are an excuse me person, I have a little idea for you. Take a little pot, write all the excuses you can ever imagine that you would say to yourself. And then when you have that day where you think, maybe not, you go to that little box and then you take an excuse. Maybe not the one you would have used today, but you've written it yourself. So, you know, take a feel on it. And hopefully that's going to put a smile on your face and say, okay, I'm going to do it anyway. Don't make excuses.
Mhm.
Because excuses is just like a snowplow. The amount of bad things is going to just pile up in front of you. And excuses is also something we put in our backpack. Or I have a picture, you know, every time we have an excuse, we get a turban. And every excuse, you have a big basket of oranges. So every time you make an excuse, you're going to put an orange up in the turban. What do you think is going to happen after 3 weeks? They are going to rot and they stink terrible. So don't put anything up there. Get it out of the way. You sleep better, you function better, life is brighter. And then when you have that one day, once in a while, where you can say, okay, on Thursday, I can play lazy. Then you planned it and then it's okay.
True.
But I hope you get into goal setting because it is really, really, really effective when you do it. I need to tell you that if you are a person that talks maybe not so politely to yourself that you would want, then I would tune in next Thursday, because next Thursday we are going to hear Master Coach Judy Fenton on a topic I think is really, really important, and that is be nice to yourself. And don't we all need that some way? So if you need someone that needs to be nice to themselves, bring them. They are more than welcome. I know for my part that I hope you got it. Or at least you got a shimmer of it.
And the time is going to be changed. Remember too, Vicki? Next week.
Oh, yes, Iris. Yeah. We are changing the time from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. And we hope that's going to be doable for the majority of you. Because some are getting up really, really early. And I know some of them, they don't have a picture on because they're actually in the 90s or still, because it's so early. So, but if I were you, then I would tune in on Thursday, because I think the theme of doing goal setting and then in the aftermath, be nice to yourself, talk nice to yourself, and whatever Judy is going to touch base on, I don't know, but I know I'm going to be here, and I hope you are too. So
They're very related, the two.
Oh, yes. But for my part, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for today. I think we had a fantastic talk. Laura, don't be a stranger.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Dr. Samuelson.
Well, yes, and too, and all of you.
Thank you.
We really did have a wonderful discussion today, and Vicki, just wonderful. This is exactly what we need to feel and what we need to do in order to kind of draw together as a community and help each other out. Yeah. Thank you all. I have my wife that keeps me on track. We're going to sit down and write out some of our plans and goals today. I know we kind of feel we need to do that. It's a daily thing. So thank you for all of your help and for all of your love and for your friendship and for everything that that you've contributed to us and our group. Love you all, and hope that all of your dreams come true and that we will be together for many years to come. So thank you all. We will see you then next week when Judy lets us know that we can be nice to ourselves.
9 a.m.
9 a.m. All right. Very well. Thank you. Take care.
Have a great day.
Bye.
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 Thank you. Bye.